Hello everyone, this is Scare King 355 back with the second ever episode of the Scare King podcast / YouTube channel. Our second story is called Washed Away. It all started with a dream. Well, part of a dream. About 2 weeks ago, for just 2 minutes, I had a really vivid dream. Ever since, things have only gotten worse. I don't remember most of my dreams these days. This one was no different. Random, nonsensical images that make bizarre sense while you're dreaming. I'm in some lordly building that resembles my old high school, with a vague notion that there's something super important I have to do that I put off. Then I'm on a beach, and I'm desperately trying to find my pants among a massive crowd of giggling onlookers. Then I'm just playing a video game. Or, I was living the video game? I thought I was playing a video game, and I had this notion I was avoiding something. You get the idea. That's a typical nightmare for me now. I honestly miss the days when nightmares involved eldritch terrors and monsters stalking the dark corners of my own bedroom. Those kinds of nightmares were exciting, but I'm an adult now. The only nightmares I get these days are all about my stress and the crushing weight of responsibility on my not particularly sturdy mind. Seriously, fuck adulthood. But I'm getting distracted. Like I said, I was suddenly dreaming I was playing a video game. Specifically, I was playing Phasmophobia. For those who don't know, it's a ghost hunting sim, where you and others enter a haunted location and use various ghost hunting gadgets to determine what kind of ghost is present. The idea of types of ghosts still fascinates me. Are they all dead people? Isn't a djinn more of a genie? Who knows? The game is fun and totally provides good creepy scary fun if you're into that. So here I am, literally dreaming about hunting ghosts in a video game. My fellow player is talking to me through the speakers, and we determine the type of ghost we're specifically dealing with is a demon. After a bit of debate, we continue our search for ghostly clues, and then player 2 goes quiet for a second. Still alive? I ask, hoping to add some levity. After a tense and spooky few moments of silence, player 2 chimes in. There's no demon here. It must be with you. That's cryptic, I thought. Then, out of nowhere, I wasn't anywhere, like I had been in a dreamy facsimile of my house, staring at a creepy computer screen which may or may not have been a screen. Dreams are weird. And then there was nothing, just a huge black void. No voids are empty. Maybe an abyss fits better? Yeah. It was nothing but blackness, but it wasn't empty. An abyss can be crawling with anything. As far as I could tell, I wasn't moving, but maybe I was falling or flying. But it seemed like I was still. I had this weird notion of being stuck in place. The next thing I noticed was the feeling of, I guess, rushing water? Some sort of powerful force was pushing at every inch of me. From the front, it was so strong I couldn't move. It was like I was caught in a net in the middle of a raging river. I struggled for a moment before I remembered playing Phasmophobia. The demon, I thought. It has me, I have to resist. No idea what I meant by resist, but it made perfect sense in my dream. I flexed something in my brain, and suddenly I was exerting a force of my own, pushing back against the dark, invisible tide. I opened my eyes, but there was still only darkness, at least until the darkness blinked. Then I felt the pressure I was pushing against double in strength. I felt it slam into me, but I was still stuck in place. Then I felt the very discombobulating feeling of my own body dissolving. Like the immense pressure was causing parts of me to flake off, carried away by the tides. It didn't hurt, it just seemed like the longer it went on, the less I was me. I was being washed away. I opened my eyes again. When did I close them? And in the abyss before me I saw a woman. Something that looked like a woman. She had black flowing hair and a black flowing dress, which all seems appropriate now that I think about it. Her eyes were, well, they were the abyss. You all here know what I mean. What a horror story is complete without a pale, gaunt figure with black abysmal eyes? She's taking me, I thought. Resist. And I resisted. I pushed back as hard as I could. Next thing I know, I jolted awake and whispered. Like, seriously, you'd think after nightmares you wake up screaming, but me, I just whispered like a creeper, which I suppose is a good thing for my sleeping spouse. Get out! Then it was over. I whispered, get out, one more time, to the spooky lady whom I was still convinced it was power washing my very soul away. I breathed a sigh of relief, at least until a black infernal shape uncoiled and disentangled itself from the sheets I'd just thrown on it. It looked up at me, with accusing yellow eyes, and it just said, I scratched our black cat's shade between the ears, I wish that's where the story ended. If it was, then I just had a vivid nightmare to spice up the dull monotony of my life, but now I keep experiencing things. I was at work, wondering why I'm still working at a car dealership after 6 years when I swear I felt a hand on my shoulder. I almost would have found it comforting, but I'm not on close enough terms to anyone I work with to allow for physical contact. Furthermore, social distancing. By the time my mind realized this, the hand disappeared. Seconds later, when I looked around, there was nothing. I was all alone in the closet I use as a desk. Then I got up to use the bathroom the other night, and after shutting the light off, I swear I saw something in the mirror just over my shoulder. A shadow, maybe? Or was it just the darkness and the unreasonably bright bathroom lights playing tricks on me? Either way, whether it's on my head or not, I keep seeing that shadow or shape. I don't know what it is, but it always makes me think of the abyss from my dream. There's also... I keep seeing her eyes, or I think I do. Every time I look at a black surface, be it the surface of one of the cars I'm walking past, or the fabric of the t-shirt my spouse wears to bed, or even my beloved cat's black shiny fur, it's like for brief moments the black becomes a portal to the abyss, and I can see into it, and her eyes are there, watching. I almost flung Shay across the room when it first happened. And that's not even getting started on water. Every time I hear water now, I get the shivers. It really sucks when I have to go through the car wash. Taking showers now feels like an endurance test more than basic hygiene. Then yesterday morning, I found a long black hair at the bottom of the tub. My spouse and I are both short-haired brunettes, and there's no way it was a cat hair. On top of it all, Shay won't let me touch her anymore. I love that cat. I sat with her as a kitten when we first brought her home, and had to keep her isolated. I made my arms into a basket on her second day home, and she climbed right in and snuggled up. She was always happy to relax in the arm basket. It hurt the first time it happened. I came home like any other day and she wasn't at the door to greet me and beg for dinner. I finally found her hiding in the closet, and when I went to pet her, she hissed at me. Just like that, no more arm basket, no more laser pointer, no more begging for treats. Now she runs away the second she sees me. As you can imagine, the weirdness has been getting to me. My sleep has been uneasy at best, though thankfully I have yet to end up back in the abyss. My spouse, who I love dearly, has noticed the changes, and they're trying to convince me to seek professional help again. They're mental health therapists themselves, so they know the signs of, trauma, fright, regular depression. I've been depressed before, and it never involved a spooky lady in an abyss. I kind of wish it had. At least I'd have had something to focus on besides my own self-loathing. Hell, I got turned down for a job a month ago, which reminded me that I'm in my 30s and my only marketable skills is 10 years out of date. Then a week later, I screwed up and rear-ended someone. It wasn't a huge accident. There wasn't even any damage to the front of my car, but it left a nice fat dent in the bumper of the expensive Tesla which belonged to the family in front of me. So I can only pray that doesn't end in a vindictive rich person lawsuit. That got me thinking about all my other failures and screw-ups. Money is tight, my spouse brings in most of our money, so that got me thinking about how pathetic of a man I must be. A stupid gendered belief, I know. As a wannabe feminist ally, I'm ashamed. My spouse's parents are old-fashioned. I'm pretty sure her dad hates me. He keeps trying to convince me to get a job with one of those internet providers. I've told him multiple times I don't know shit about programming, electrical, or any of the other necessary skills needed for such a job. I hate when he brings it up. But he just wants what's best for his daughter. Think about that makes me wonder if maybe the problem is me. I've been trying to find better paying work for years now, but obviously I'm not trying hard enough. Thinking about that reminded me of the expensive education my parents thoughtfully provided for me that I fucking wasted. Then I forgot to mow the lawn last week. Now the HOA is mad at us. We're both in our 30s now, so the window for us to have children is slowly closing. But hey, at least I can ignore it and be afraid of the abyss instead, right? I'm utterly convinced she's coming for me. I don't know why. But I don't know if I care enough to stop it. Recently, I hear her whispering to me. I finally started listening, but I only understand a little bit. I think maybe the abyss is where I belong. I'm just a waste of time, resources, and emotions. My spouse deserves better. I wish they hadn't fallen in love with me. My parents deserve better for all the effort they put in, all the money spent. Even Shay deserves better. I haven't played with her at all in months. I love you all, but now I'm listening to the lady. She says she has so much to say. She says she's spoken to many of you already, maybe in your dreams, maybe when you feel the call of the darkness late at night. She says the abyss is waiting. I'm trapped in her net, but I don't think she's killing me. She's saving the people I care about. Once I'm washed away, she'll have all the space she needs. She promised she wouldn't hurt my loved ones after she moves in. Once she's here, I don't know what she'll do. I don't know what else to add. It's time to drift away. Seriously, fuck adulthood. The abyss deserves better than this, but there's always more.